with enough offense to topple the Tigers. Today, Joe Madden is looking for Desmond Jennings out of the leadoff spot to lead the Rays to a series split. Rays and the Tigers next on Sun Sports. Welcome to Rays Sunday Baseball, brought to you all season by Hyundai. Welcome to Tropicana Field. This afternoon, the Rays will conclude their four-game series. Game 4 of a 7-game homestand. Today, the Rays beat the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. So good to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments. The Rays not only concluding this series, BA, against the Tigers, they're starting a brand new month. And thank goodness they were 12-15 in June. They hit just .220. They haven't ever hit that low in a single month in the history of this franchise. And they started to see at the end of the road trip out of Desmond Jennings when he was dropped down in the lineup some spark in his bat. He's carried that into the homestand, both in the field and at the plate.
Yeah, let's do it a little bit different today. Let's start out in the field. Desmond Jennings here coming up throwing the strike to home plate. Big throw right there, and then remember the catch. Kept the eye on the ball into the low wall. And then even though this was an incomplete pass, you got to love the effort getting there. And then from the plate, 6 out of 15 in the last 4 games. The 400 average, of course, the 2 big home runs of Justin Verlander. What the Rays need more than anything, desperately, is for Desmond Jennings to continue that at the plate, in the field, and maybe get some of his teammates to join him.
Yeah, Desmond with a couple of home runs here Friday, and he will be in the lineup, atop the lineup, leading off here this afternoon, again against the Detroit Tigers. Jeremy Hellickson came back from the disabled list last night. Almost went right back on that shot off the bat of Prince Fielder. We'll get an update on Jeremy Hellickson from Todd Callis when we return. Baseball is brought to you by Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Checkers, feast on. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. This afternoon, the Rays and the Tigers wrap up their 4-game series. And before we get started, let's go to center field and Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thanks. You can see the kids getting their James Shields bobblehead today. Part of a Kids Sunday Family Fun Day presented by the Tampa Bay Times. First 10,000 kids 14 and under get a James Shields bobblehead. For the Tampa Bay Rays pitching staff, second consecutive game, they've had a starter leave due to injury. 2 nights ago, it was David Price with tightness in his lower back. Last night, a scary moment for Jeremy Hellickson. Third inning, Prince Fielder, a bullet off the right shin of Hellickson. No time whatsoever to react. There you see it once again, a scary moment for the Rays. They would come out and look at Hellickson. Ron Porterfield, head athletic trainer, Joe Madden, also Jim Hickey as well. They would decide that Hellickson could not continue any further, and pitching coach Jim Hickey discusses why they made that call.
Well, first of all, the concern would be the impact, that it did some damage, but that appeared to be okay. It was a little bit tender, but with him just coming off of the fatigued shoulder, to go out there with the less than 100% lower half and now put a little bit more strain on the shoulder was really a chance that we didn't feel like we could take.
Hellickson getting treatment today. No update with Hellickson's situation, but David Price did throw his bullpen, and he looks fine with that lower back. We're ready for baseball on a Sunday afternoon. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with all the action next.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field. Rays and the Tigers wrapping up their series. Today's Rays game is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Inside the Trop, the Rays start the day tied for third in the American League East. They're 6.5 behind the New York Yankees, and the Detroit Tigers are running third in the American League Central. They are 4 games behind the Chicago White Sox. Rays looking for the split here against Jimmy Leland's club. Season series has not been an easy one for the Rays against Detroit. That's been the case over the last year plus. Take a look at the starting lineup for Detroit. Austin Jackson leading off. He's playing center field, followed by Quentin Berry in left. Miguel Cabrera will hit third and play third base. Cleanup man again, first baseman Prince Fielder. Delman Young is the DH. Alex Avila will do the catching. He'll hit sixth. In the seventh spot, playing second base, is Ryan Rayburn. Don Kelly will get a start. He's in right field hitting eighth. And Ramon Santiago is at shortstop today, and he will bat ninth. Joe Madden's club right now at 41 and 37. They'll be taking on the New York Yankees here over the next 3 days. The Yankees coming in to start the series tomorrow night. And here Monday night, Tuesday night, and a day game on Wednesday. Matt Moore is going to start that series against New York with James Shields pitching the middle game. David Price is set to pitch here on Wednesday. Speaking of David Price, by the way, the Rays officially have 2 All-Stars placed on the American League team now. David Price, who was the American League's first 11-game winner, selected for his third time. He comes in 11-4 with a 2.92 earned run average. It's been the class of the Rays' very good rotation. And at the back end of the game, Fernando Rodney will make his first All-Star game of his 10-year career. 22 out of 23 in save opportunities. And that ERA at 1.04, ranked second among relievers in the ERA department.
Both very well deserved berths there by the 2 Rays pitchers. Speaking of Rays pitchers, let's talk about the guy who's going to go this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays. It's going to be right-hander Alex Cobb. Let's take a look at the scouting report on Alex, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Same determination. His last start against the Kansas City Royals, he was down 6-0 after 3 innings. Ended up completing that game, giving up just a couple more runs along the way, but he battled, got better as the game went along. So I'll be looking for the same determination today, different results, and utilize the infield. Right now, Alex Cobb is sitting at a ground ball percentage rate of about 74. If he had enough innings to qualify, that would be good enough for second in the American League. So Alex Cobb, if he's going to be successful, you're going to see a lot of ground balls, get those infielders involved, play a flawless game defensively, and you got a great chance to win.
Yeah, that last time out for Cobb over in Kansas City when he hooked up against Luke Hochevar and gave up those 8 runs on 13 hits and went the distance in a losing effort, 8 innings. Statistically speaking, that might have been his worst start, but in a lot of ways that was a very impressive start by Alex Cobb.
You gain a lot of fans by doing what he did. I mean, it would have been real easy for him on a hot day in Kansas City to fold up like a cheap tent, down 6-0 through 3. Feel sorry for himself, go out there, what am I going to do now? I can't have a good outing. But he just continued to pitch after pitch after pitch. He got better. He got big outs. He became much more efficient. And Joe ends up letting him finish that ball game. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Whether you like the fact that you pick up a loss or not, you get a lot of respect from your teammates, fans. I know the way we felt about it.
Absolutely. And people around the game, there's no question about that. It's a great reflection upon his makeup. And here he is, just under a year removed from having that blood clot and the blockage removed from that first right rib. Making the start today, his 8th of the year for the Rays. And the first pitch of this game is a strike called and presented by Pinch a Penny. Austin Jackson, who is the 4th leading hitter in the American League, hits it right back to the hill. Cobb keeps his balance and makes the flip to Keppinger. He also fields his position.
Well, we talked about utilize that infield. You can let everybody else play too. In the outfield, left to right, Hideki Matsui, Desmond Jennings, and Ben Zobrist. Across that infield, third to first, Brooks Conrad, Elliot Johnson, Sean Rodriguez, and Jeff Keppinger. Jose Molina will be behind the plate. Today's Ray defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
Started off on the right foot by keeping Jackson off the bases, and that has not been so easy to do this year for opposing pitchers. Here's Quentin Berry, swinging and missing, strike one.
I really think too with Alex's last start that he was kind of put behind the 8-ball with the, he got pushed back basically 2 days, because of the rain out in Philadelphia, and then them moving him another day.
Pitch is in a little bit, 1-1
in Kansas City, and really with no warning. And this is a guy, he's not a power guy. He needs to finesse, he needs to work the plate. The changeup is a field pitch, the breaking ball and moving that fastball around. And I think those couple extra days really affected him early in that game.
2 balls and a strike.
We were walking in with him at the field on Saturday, and his mindset was, I'm starting tomorrow. I'm not sure which game, game 1 or game 2. And then the next thing you know, they're sending him ahead to Kansas City. So you get those 2 extra days without the benefit of an extra touch and field bullpen session, and may not be as sharp early on, and that's what we saw.
Pitch is upstairs to Berry. A fastball around 90. That's about the average spot for that fastball. 3-1 the count to Berry. There's a strike. We'll run the count full. Alex Cobb, just 24 years old. Wow, this is his 16th start of the year. The 8th for the Rays. He had made 8 starts at Durham. Waiting on deck, Miguel Cabrera. Full count on Quentin Berry. And a tap to the right side. Keppinger back to first, and he'll take the toss from Rodriguez for the out.
That was a nice comeback there by Alex Cobb after falling behind 3-1. A couple of fastballs and a good changeup there, and you get Berry to roll over it. Nice ground ball to second base, and that's what you want to see all day long.
An interesting decision if you look at Miguel Cabrera in the Toyota trend. Cabrera this series 7 of 11 with a couple of extra base hits in there. Talking about Keppinger's making his 2nd start at first base for the Rays, and right there's what we saw in that play is the decision a first baseman has to make on a ball hit to the right side, when to get after it and when to get back to the bag. This is Johnson's throw to first, and Cabrera is out of there. 1, 2, 3 ground balls. Bottom half of the first coming, no score. Tropicana Field in the wrap-up game of the series. Here's the lineup put together by Joe Madden today. Desmond Jennings atop the order with Sean Rodriguez playing second and hitting second. B.J. Upton the DH. Jeff Keppinger at first. Ben Zobrist in right field. Brooks Conrad is at third base. Hideki Matsui in left. He'll hit seventh. Jose Molina will do the catching. And Elliott Johnson, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Detroit Tigers, left-hander Drew Smyly, making his 14th start of the season. And really, you could cut him in half. You know, rookie pitcher, first 6 starts of the year is 1-0 with a 1.59. His last 7, he has struggled mightily. Just 1-3 with an ERA of over 7.
Well, here is the first pitch into Jennings. And it's inside, a ball and no strikes. The Rays did see Smyly up in Detroit. Desmond right now hitting .242. That's fouled back.
Well, when you look at those numbers too from Smyly, all that tells you, I mean, just screams out, is making adjustments. You know, rookie pitcher comes out, gets off to a great start, and then as soon as the league sees you, figures you out, they make an adjustment, and now it falls upon Drew Smyly to make a corresponding move.
There's a strike. It seems to me when you look at those numbers and his outings all the way across the board, he loves his off-speed stuff. That changeup makes a big difference for him. A curveball and a changeup. And I think teams have gotten aggressive on him as he tries to get ahead. And because of that changeup, you look early in the count at some of his numbers, a lot of the damage has been done on the first couple pitches against him. Full count now to Jennings.
Especially against right-handed hitters, and he's going to see his fair share of those, you know, in every start. But you know, he likes that fastball early. He likes it when he falls behind, gets a little predictable with it before getting to the, you know, the slider and the changeup. But you're absolutely right. You're going to go up there. A guy's not going to blow you away, so be aggressive with him early.
And there is ball 4. Jennings aboard to start the bottom half of the first.
Let's take a look at the Tiger defense as it lines up in the outfield left to right. Quentin Berry, Austin Jackson, and Don Kelly. Across the infield third to first, Miguel Cabrera, Ramon Santiago, Ryan Rayburn, and Prince Fielder. Alex Avila will be behind the plate. Today's Tiger defense brought to you by Sweet Base Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
Here's Sean Rodriguez. Runner takes off. The pitch is a ball, and the throw's not in time. It took Avila a little while to unload that throw down to second, and Jennings is now 13 out of 14 in the steal department.
Oh, there he goes. And how about the jump he gets with the hands on the knees? Completely sandbagging Smyly. Didn't look like he was going to go. Avila gets a good ball to handle, but the speed and that little delay in the release. And Jennings swipes second.
The Rays being aggressive here, putting the leadoff man on, and the steal. And a foul ball back on a fastball. It's 1-1.
How did this all start out? The leadoff walk, something that's been missing from the Rays offense, not because they're not willing to take them, but because opposing pitchers have really come out and started to fill up that strike zone and put the Rays hitters on the defensive early. Really, it's played out. The Rays don't walk, they don't win.
Now the pitch, and it's popped up right side. This is the catcher Avila in foul territory. 1 away.
Well, today's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Oh, look at that. Miss Pinellas County herself in the building, not in official duty. Well, at least not for Sun Sports.
There you are. Miss Florida, by the way, sang the national anthem today.
She did.
And Miss Pinellas County studying, apparently. Very studious anyway.
Listen, you get into those competitions, you had better be well-rounded.
Yep. You get into the lightning round of questions, you have to know the answers immediately, and she always does.
It's like everything else, Dwayne. The looks only take you so far.
That's right.
Better have something
she's
to go
well
with.
aware of that. And she is well read. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Well, she has to spar with Todd Callis. I mean, you better be pretty sharp if you're going to do that on the pregame show.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there you go. That's why that head hasn't left the program or whatever it is.
This pitch down gets away from Avila. Jennings goes over to third. The Rays have a man at third now with 1 out.
Now, make a
wild pitch.
Yeah, you make a great pitch to keep Desmond Jennings at second on the infield pop-up, and then that right there, Alex Avila does not get down to block that ball. That's a textbook block. It's right in front of you. The legs were split. He was high, put the glove down, and it snuck underneath it.
Now the pitch, and Upton takes this one. The count goes to 3-1. BJ in the DH role for the first time this year today. And BJ did go, and the count's going to be full. A little upset with himself right there. "3-2, and it's foul back. Rays with a chance to break out in front. Leadoff walk, a steal by Jennings, a move to third on a wild pitch.
Well, if you're BJ Upton, you're just thinking barrel of the bat to the baseball. You make solid contact. You got the infield pulled in. A chance to shoot one through there. Try to get the ball to the outfield.
And he lifts it into center field. Jackson will make the catch. Tagged by Jennings. Throw headed to the plate. The Rays lead 1-0. Desmond Jennings scores standing up on the sacrifice fly off the bat of BJ Upton. The Rays get the first run of the afternoon.
Now, Austin Jackson did everything right on that play. Bottom line is Desmond Jennings just way too fast. This ball hangs up there for him, so he's able to get behind it, get some momentum moving forward, catch and throw. Not with that guy running.
So the Rays take advantage of that leadoff walk, turn it into a run. Jeff Keppinger fouls a fastball back for a strike. Keppinger hit the pinch hit home run in the game here last night, his first career pinch hit home run. Inside, 1-1. Keppinger pinch hitting for Will Rhymes in the 8th inning last night. Connected off Benoit. And the count is now 1-2. Pitch a little bit low. 2-2. Rays facing Drew Smiley, 23-year-old left-hander out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Went to school at the University of Arkansas. And the ball lifted toward right center. Kelly coming on. He's got it to retire the side. Rays score a run at the end of an inning. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
The Rays with an early 1-0 lead. Well, this Major League Baseball season on Fox. Fox Sports is proud to support the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports.
Prince Fielder. He's an all-star this year. He'll be a starter at first base in the American League. Rips it into left, and Matsui over there headed toward the line makes a fine running catch. Well, Hideki Matsui running a straight line toward the foul line grabs this one.
Now this ball continued to slice away. Prince Fielder making a bid down there in the corner, but Hideki Jennings able to run it down and make a nice backhanded catch.
Yeah. I mean,
kind of remind you of him?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Delman Young.
Minus the blazing speed, but the jump and the close.
Yeah, and he ran a good pattern.
That's right.
Young swings and misses, 0-2. Well, there's nothing like familiarity, and Matsui's had to play right field a couple times this year, and something that he hasn't done a lot of, and that has been a little bit of an adjustment for him. But he got a good jump there in left and ran directly toward the line there and made a nice catch. 1-2 the count to Young. Alex Cobb on the hill for the Rays. Pitch is down.
And now you're at the part of the order here where something's got to give. And what I mean by that is where the Detroit Tigers have struggled this year is their 5 through 9 spots in the order. Have not had a lot of production out of those spots, looking for more. And where Alex Cobb has struggled against a lineup has been through the 5 through 9 hole. I mean, hitters 1 through 4, he's holding to a 193 average. 5 through 9, 315.
And a swing and a miss. Young chasing the breaking ball. He's out on strikes.
That's a good start.
First strikeout for Cobb. Yeah, and this Detroit lineup. Take a look at that pitch. This lineup, they've had Cabrera third every day, literally every day, and Fielder fourth every day. And with Jackson, he did spend a little time hurt, but he's been a great leadoff guy. So those 3 spots are absolutely spoken for. And then Jimmy Leland, when he does move the lineup around a little bit, it's outside of those 3 spots.
And that's why he's been moving it around. It's just no consistent production.
It's Avila. Pitch is a strike to him.
Because that top 4, like you said, is so dynamic. And now with the addition of Barry, you've got the element of power from both sides and the element of speed. And that's, a righty-lefty deal, too. So a lot of options up top.
Oh, a shot right back over Cobb's head and into center field. A base hit for Avila. It's getting dangerous out there for Rays pitching. Last night, the scary moment when Hellickson was hit that line drive off the bat of Prince Fielder. And take a look at this one.
Breaking ball right out over the plate, and I mean right over the head, and then you go back to even David Price's start. He got his hat spun with a line drive back up the box.
There's that shot last night.
I'm going to tell you something. The fact that it was not broken, it's hard to believe, because you're talking about a strong man at the plate, a ball that's down, so he's just dropping the head on it, and that ball didn't skip. That was a straight line drive off your shin, which has no protection. I mean, that's basically a line drive off the bone.
Yep.
And got him solid. The fact that he was able to get up, walk off the field under his own power, and not have a break.
Yeah, that's really
hopefully a sign of things to come on the injury front.
Yeah, that's miraculous. Not to suffer some sort of break, fracture of some kind on a line drive like that. And Hellickson, we saw him. He did get up, and he said he essentially lost feeling, which is certainly understandable. And the Rays not in a position where they were going to force that issue. There's just no way they were going to let him continue. 1-1 the count. The Rays have already gone down that path with Jeff Neiman earlier this year. Here's a look at that. Rayburn takes this one down just a bit.
Well, then you had former Ray Casey Kochman hit one off the foot of Andy Pettit. Same thing. There's Jeff. No more Scooter. He's happy about that.
Cut and a miss by Rayburn. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cobb getting that changeup into play. And there are many outings, in fact most of them, when we'll see more of that changeup than anything else. It's a little high.
The one thing that you've got to be careful of is not going to it too much. It can be a good pitch for you, but the reason that a changeup of any kind is a good pitch is because it plays directly off the fastball. So if you stop throwing the fastball and become really heavy in the changeup, well, not a surprise pitch anymore.
Runner goes, and the pitch is down for ball 4. So a 2-out walk. Rayburn heads to first, and Avila off with that 3-2 pitch. Moves into second. 2 men on with 2 men out.
And you want to make sure that you maintain a good ratio of fastball to changeup to make that pitch as effective as it possibly can. If not, now granted that last changeup was a ball out of his hand, but you'll see a lot more takes like that if it becomes a pitch that's featured too much.
Extended conversation between Molina and Cobb. Mike Muchlinski, the plate umpire out of Washington, is 33 years old, out there to move it along. Wave and a miss by Don Kelly, strike 1. Kelly hitting 186. And strike 2. A little bit wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and again Molina trotting to the mound for a quick conversation with Cobb. Rays got a run in the first. We're here in the second inning. Cobb had a 1-2-3 first, 3 ground balls. Got the first 2 outs in the second before the single and the walk. And the 1-2 to Don Kelly. He pops it up. That's a foul ball out of play. He met with a fastball there.
And that was a nice pitch by Alex Cobb. Well executed. A nice job by Don Kelly to be able to fight it out, but he got that spot right, pitch right to the location he wanted it to be. I'm not sure this pitch ends up. I mean, that's in, maybe in off the plate. You can go back in there and elevate it a little bit, or you can go right back with that changeup away.
Pitch is down and he lays off. He did come back with a change.
And you can see Jose Molina kind of nodding out to Alex like, hey, you executed it, he laid off, so be it. Still got a couple of pitches to work with, but you want action here.
2-2 and a ground ball. Second base, that's Rodriguez. The toss to first. He did come back with a change. Got him on the ground ball. 2 men left. Rays lead 1-0.
As we head into the home half of the second inning, the Rays lead the Tigers 1-0. This afternoon's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Rays got a run in the first on a sacrifice fly by B.J. Upton, scoring Desmond Jennings. Ben Zobrist will lead it off in the bottom of inning 2. Brooks Conrad and then Hideki Matsui to follow. Ben batting .252. 10 home runs for Zobrist. And the first pitch from Bruce Smiley is a strike fastball in the upper 80s. Zobrist had a double in his last at bat in the game last night. That extended his hitting streak to 7. 1-1. It's 4 of 11 with a home run in this series. And shoots this one deep into left. Berry's there in front of the warning track making the catch. So Zobrist with a shot to left center. Time for the Auto-Way poll question of the day.
Well, you can text your votes to 789-789. Standard message data rate supply. Who should be the AL All-Stars game starting pitcher? TB1, David Price right there. TB2, Justin Verlander. Saw him earlier this series. TB3, we saw Chris Sale and what he was able to do. And then you see TB4, TB5, TB6. Interesting choices.
Boy, what a rotation, huh?
You would go with the 6-man if this was your rotation.
Yep. Well, 2 11-game winners in there. Price the first there. Now Harrison 11-3. Verlander, Sale, Weaver, and Wilson. Verlander 1 of 3. Detroit Tigers making the team. Fielder's going to start at first. Miguel Cabrera makes it as a reserve, and Verlander on the pitching staff.
Well, I will say this. You look at that lineup of guys right there.
Strike 2 to Conrad. David
Price's numbers obviously as good as anybody, and if David is able to stay on and make his next start as he has said that he would set up perfectly, because he would start on Wednesday. His next start would be scheduled for that Monday. So if he started that All-Star game, it would actually be with an extra day's rest. So he sets up perfectly to be there. And the way he's thrown the ball, you know, especially the last month and a half with the matchups that he's had, and the way that he's come out victorious a lot more than he hasn't.
Well, every start he's made has been against an all-star caliber starting pitcher.
I mean, outside of Chen in Baltimore, it has been. It's been the #1. And he's beaten the likes of, won the games that he started in against Sabathia, Hamels, Verlander the other night. He has really stepped up in big moments.
Cut and a miss. Conrad took a big cut at a fastball on the 3-2 count, and he strikes out.
Now this is a pitch that Brooks Conrad usually handles. This ball away from him and up. You see that swing just a little bit too hard. The head came out of the swing a little too early. He was not happy with himself, because that's a pitch we've seen him hammer. I wonder if there's a hole in that bat.
That's what he's wondering right now, consulting with Luke Scott, explaining the dynamics of that swing and a miss.
This is how it happens. Here's the ball, here's the bat. They don't meet. It's quite simple, really.
Common sense, not so common these days. 1 strike to count. This one is down.
Teammates having fun with each other.
Hey, the true meaning of common sense might have to be changed to uncommon sense. What do you think?
Have we reached that point?
Sometimes I think we are at least approaching that point.
Yeah, low 50s in percentage, heading towards the 49.5 range.
Foul ball, fastball, 1 and 2.
It's gotten that way with hustle.
Yes,
we have to point out. Look at how he really gets up the line. That should be a given. Should never have to point that out. That's what's sad is we have to point look how much he gave great effort. Well, really? Y'all should all the time.
We're conserving energy. Hot shot down to second. Rayburn has it, and the throw to first. Matsui hit the ball hard, and Rayburn a nice pickup. 1, 2, 3. We're headed into the third. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Rays lead at 1-0 as we head to the third inning. We have a couple here, very special couple with the Hart Gallery. First of all, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, well, thank you.
Bernie Young, Joe Young. Bernie, you are the immediate past president here of the Hart Gallery. Right. Tell us about your involvement with this group.
I was working with the group about 5 years ago to help them build a strategic plan, mission statement, and was so taken with the organization that we ended up adopting 2 children 3 years ago.
Amazing. And you have grandkids of your own.
Yes, we do. Yes. 3.
And you tell us about that decision to adopt.
Well, we had always talked about adopting. We have one daughter who is turning 37 in a week, and we just decided that now was the time to adopt. We're kind of culture in that regard because most people look forward to their early 60s as the empty nester phase, and we ended up adopting at that time. Yeah. And I only had one criteria. I didn't want to go to a high school graduation when I was 70, so I'll only be 69 and a half.
So we came in under the wire.
You made it by 6 months.
Yes.
Special any challenges with the whole adoptive process?
You know, there used to be, but things have been streamlined. Eckert has been a terrific sponsor, and the process has become easy. People can go to heartgallerykids.org and see all the benefits of adoption. There's so much help now from the state, and the process is just made it a lot easier, a lot shorter than it did for us. So.
And I know we had a special presentation.
Yes.
Ryan and James Shields,
yes.
Such a big part of the Hart Gallery.
They are just a tremendous part of the Hart Gallery. They've probably given us the greatest amount of public leverage that the Hart Gallery has experienced.
And same with the Rays, Progress Energy, Bright House, Hyam Family. I mean, we've just got terrific sponsors that are backing up the Hart Gallery. So we just need lots of families. There's lots of kids who want a family. Not a perfect family, just a family. So
thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Bernie, Joe, thank you so much. Bernie and Joe Young, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. Ramon Santiago with the 2-2 count. Here leading off the top of the third. Count remains that way with that latest pitch fouled out of play. Cleveland leads Baltimore 3-0. That game's in the top of the fourth in Baltimore. The Orioles are 5 back in New York. The Rays 6.5 back, and that's a base hit. Extra bases. Just fair back to third. Matsui will have to play the carom. And a leadoff double for Ramon Santiago, his 5th double of the year.
Well, Santiago got a breaking ball that was up out over the plate. He just kind of squirted this ball. You see him try to keep the hands back as best he can. Just kind of gorfs that ball right down the third base line. You see that Rays had the infield pulled over a bit. Conrad way too far off to make a play on that. And there you go.
That'll be the top of the order. Austin Jackson. Not only is Jackson third in the league in on base percentage, he's second in the league in hitting with men in scoring position. 372. Fourth leading hitter overall in the league. And there's a pitch, strike. A situation where the Tigers have Fielder and Cabrera and Verlander on the All-Star team. You can make a very solid case for this guy being on the All-Star team. He's had a great year for Detroit. Great outfielder. Swings and misses. 0-2 the count. The leadoff man, Jackson, up here with Santiago at second. Bounds it back. Jackson here with an outstanding season. He spent a lot of time with Lloyd McClendon. McClendon got rid of the little leg kick. Spread out that stance a little bit, and he's very quiet in the batter's box. And is out on strikes, missing the changeup.
Now, Alex Cobb had gotten to swing and miss at that pitch earlier in the at-bat. Then he came with a fastball up and in. Change the eye level, speed him up, and then go right back to that changeup to the dirt. He gets the big strikeout because best case scenario, you wanted at least Austin Jackson, if he's going to make an out, to be able to move Santiago to third. Alex Cobb does not allow him to do that.
Now here's Quentin Berry. Berry grounded out to second his first time. Cobb pitching with a one-run lead, and Berry shortens on the bat, gets the bat back. Ball, no strikes. Tigers have had Toby Harrod join them. He's been their roving hitting instructor. Joined them during their series in Texas. A longtime member of that Texas Ranger team. And so Hara and McClendon together are addressing some of the Tiger offense. Lloyd McClendon right there. 1-0 the count. Pitch is a strike. 1-1. A few other clubs have done that at the various times over the National League. The Braves have done that. The Cardinals, I think. Padres. And it's an idea that's an interesting idea. There's a limit to the number of coaches you can have. There's a ground ball headed to short. Johnson makes the throw to first, and boy, that is close. Berry can really run, as we've seen earlier in this series, and he made that play very close with Santiago advancing to third.
Well, it looked like Elliott Johnson, too, trying to pull the ball out of the glove, kind of got it stuck up near his midsection. You see it there, but you see how close the play was because of that speed of Berry. Let's see on the transfer right there. He doesn't really have a good hold on it.
Well, here's Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera shoots it toward right center. Zobrist closes and makes the catch to retire the side. Got a dangerous hitter right there. Bottom of the third coming. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
The third inning will experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Hancock Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Hancock Bank Club features an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Jose Molina digging in up there in the batter's box. He'll be followed by Elliott Johnson and then Desmond Jennings. Cleveland opening a 5-0 lead. Top half of the fourth inning, leading the Orioles 5-0. White Sox got a couple runs in the first against the Yankees in New York. Yankees loaded the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the first and did not score. Jose Molina takes the pitch, and that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kevin Youkilis singled home a run for the White Sox and then scored. 1-1. Floyd and Hughes. White Sox and the Yankees in New York.
You can see too with that fastball there from Smiley, not a lot of sink and run on it. It's like throwing darts.
Too low. 2-1.
See, he is able to get a certain amount of late movement on that changeup, and then of course the different breaking balls.
Foul right back into the screen. The Rays ran up a pretty good pitch count on Smiley when they faced him in Detroit. They eventually dropped that game and scored only 1 run in 4+ innings off him, but he had 90 pitches in 4 innings, plus 1 man in the 5th. Smiley eventually got his first big league win against the Yankees at the end of April. Had a no decision in that game against the Rays, and then beat the Yankees 7-5 in a game. Molina hits a high pop-up foul. That's Cabrera in the coaching box making the catch. So that'll be out number 1. For all the latest updates on your Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse, we bring you the in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com, powered by the Tampa Bay Times. Here's Elliott Johnson. Elliott, as you know, switch hitter, and against the lefty, batting down in the lineup. Hitting .272 for the year, but a little over .150 against right-handed or against left-handed pitching, hitting from the right side. 1-1 the count. Smiley out of the University of Arkansas, but last year he spent a good amount of time in A ball at Lakeland and then AA at Erie. So made a quick move. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, on the fast track, and you know, left-handed.
It never hurts.
Never hurts. Throws strikes. He's got the 3 pitches. Move the ball around.
Count still 2-2.
But like we talked earlier, you know, his first 6 starts, he gave up 2 earned runs or fewer in all of them.
Tom Foley making that young lady very happy, and a Rays fan for life. The high foul pulled out of play, well out of play.
But you go over his last 7 starts, he's given up 4 earned runs or more in 5 of them. And that's where it becomes the game of adjustments. A young pitcher, you know, he is on the fast track. You've got to learn. Unfortunately, he's learning on the job right now about making adjustments and having to
swing and a miss, fastball, and he threw that one by Johnson.
Yeah, just try to counteract what these hitters are doing, their approach off of you, what they're trying to take away. The best thing you can do is continue to throw strikes and move the ball in and out. And here he goes up again, very similar to the fastball that he got Brooks Conrad on. Just a swing through it. You see another big swing there and come up empty.
2 outs, bases empty for Desmond Jennings. Check swing on a fastball.
And I think that's one of those things that all young players have to realize. You know, when you're in the minor leagues, you're going to face a guy and they say, what do you got on this guy? Well, you know, I saw him last year in AA, and he likes to come in a lot, a little change up, and you go with that. Well, when you get to the big leagues, with all the video and every, you know, resource that you have at your fingertips, I mean, you talk about being able to break somebody down and figure out exactly what they want to do and how they do it and when they do it. That's where you get the biggest difference, and why guys such a struggle sometimes to make adjustments at the big league level.
2-1 to count. It's a plethora of knowledge.
Yeah, well,
not unlike our post-game show.
That's exactly right. Just keeps coming at you.
2-1 is fouled straight back and just above us here, headed right to you.
Oh, it would have been over the shoulder.
Yeah, it would have been an over the shoulder
right
grab,
here.
but just a little bit high. And there's an indentation there.
There's Dave Wills with the hand wave, as if he was on the back of a float.
So Royalty kind of had the Queen Elizabeth wave there. Look at that, right just below the R there, just a little bit to the left, and it would have been in the vent. Right up there. High pop up on the infield. This is Fielder making the catch, and the Rays are up and down 1, 2, 3. We're headed into the 4th. 1-0 Tampa Bay. One nothing Rays lead. We go into the 4th inning. David Price named to his 3rd consecutive All-Star game. That's part of our AT&T trivia question today. Who was the first Ray to be named to the All-Star team in 3 consecutive seasons? David Price just today going to the All-Star game for the 3rd time. And you'd have to think a very good candidate to start the All-Star game. We'll see how that works out. Prince Fielder leading off the 4th. Pitch there, a strike. New York batting in the bottom of the 2nd, trailing the White Sox. It's 2-0. Hot shot and by Rodriguez, who was already about 15 feet into the outfield, and Fielder scorched that one right by him. Leadoff single for Prince Fielder.
Well, Sean Rodriguez can throw the glove around a little bit, and you see he's got plenty of time to try to track this down, and that's how hard it was hit. I think that ball was actually by the glove. As he goes to reach, that ball was scorched.
Here's Delman Young. Chop to third. Conrad bobbles it, picks it up, and has no play. Well, Conrad thinking double play, trying to hurry the situation, and never could find the handle on it. And the Rays charged with the error.
Now this takes a high bounce on Conrad. He's got it perfectly, but see, he tries to field that ball. Once the rule of thumb is once that ball goes above your belt, you flip the glove over, thumb down. And he tried to field that with the heel of the glove up towards the midsection. That is just way too difficult. It allows that ball to get way too deep on you, and you lose control of it.
67th error of the year charged to the Rays, and here's Alex Avila. Swinging and missing, strike one. He had Avila thinking fastball and threw him the changeup.
And after that swing, he may see a couple more. Really pulled off that. Obviously, this Detroit Tiger lineup, we talked about it coming in the American League. They see fewer pitches per plate appearance than anybody. Very aggressive. We've seen that already. So you got to try to take advantage of it here and continue to work down. You still a ground ball. Get that double play here.
1 ball, 1 strike. Cobb at the 50 mark in pitch count. Foul the other way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fernando Rodney, also named to the All-Star team today. Apparently an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan.
I think all of Tampa St. Pete is after last night.
Yep. Ooh, that pitch stayed in just a bit. The count is 2-2. Well, that pitch just missed. Let's take a look. Or did it miss at all? Pretty close.
Could have.
Mm-hmm. And Avila fouls one out of play. Yankees on a home run by Eric Chavez, his 6th of the year, have tied the White Sox at 2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Ryan Rayburn is on deck. Here the Rays have a 1-0 lead. 2 men on with nobody out in the 4th for the Tigers on a base hit by Fielder. Young reached on the error. Pitch is wide. He laid off the changeup, and we have a full count.
Alex Cobb unhappy with himself. I think he felt that if he could kick that ball on the plate, he'd get the swing from Avila. And it was a ball out of the hand, staying off the plate the entire way. And now you force yourself into having to make a big pitch here, 1st and 2nd, to a guy who's got power to all fields.
The 3-2. And he lines the fastball into right for a base hit. Fielder will have to stop at 3rd. So the bases are loaded on 2 singles sandwiched around the error. Well, Avila singled on a curveball in the 2nd inning. Singles to right on a fastball here in the 4th.
Well, that'll bring out pitching coach Jim Hickey to go over what they want to do here, how they want to set up their defense, how they want to attack Rayburn. You know, full count, you're forced to come out over the plate. You can't afford to walk there. You want him to earn his way on. Try to come up with a good pitch, and then just a fastball that stayed elevated. And now you're in a spot.
Well, the Rays protecting a 1-run lead. Ryan Rayburn scheduled to be the hitter.
And the only saving grace here is, we talked about it earlier, the ground ball percentage, and Alex Cobb, when he's right, gets a ton of those. So even so, bases loaded, you got to think one pitch at a time, 2 strikes, you go for that strikeout. But up until then, you want that ground ball infield. Maybe they can cut the runner out at the plate. Prince Fielder is not a flyer. You see 5 ground outs so far to go along with the 2 strikeouts. So 7 out of 9 on the ground or strikeout. Can deal with that.
Cobb would like a little comebacker right here. Ready to start this sequence to Rayburn. And a line drive base hit into center off a fastball. 1 run is scored. That's going to be it. The bases remain loaded as Fielder scores from third. It's 1-1.
Well, Rayburn did a nice job on that. That's exactly what Cobb is trying to do there, is work a fastball down to the zone, and he stayed right underneath it. Watch him go down and get this thing. Head down. Follow that ball in, get underneath it, and line it right out to center. Pretty swing there.
So the bases are still loaded with nobody out. There's Don Kelly. Kelly grounded out his first time. He takes a breaking ball. That's a strike. And a fastball down around the knees. 0-2 curveball fastball combo. 2 strikes.
Give yourself 2 pitches here to get nasty and try to get that strikeout.
And he came close with a fastball there. Another very close pitch. 10.
And now you give yourself 1 more. You still got the count at 1-2. Once you get it to 2-2, now you've got to make a quality pitch and try to get a swing. This one too. Go for that punch out.
A little tap foul off the changeup, had him reaching.
Don Kelly very fortunate. He's got such long arms. That ball almost bounced.
Cobb. The 1-2 again. A little roller right side. Keppinger comes to the plate for the force out there. Molina taking the throw to retire Delman Young. Bases remain loaded as Kelly reaches on a fielder's choice. Now they're loaded with 1 out.
No, not a bad play at all by Jeff Keppinger, and that's what you're able to do if you keep the ball on the ground. Jeff moving to his right, little short hop and throw back across the body, a strike to Molina. Get another ground ball, get a double play, and get out of here.
Yeah, good accurate throw. The more difficult part of that play. Now Ramon Santiago. Santiago doubled his first time up the left field line. There's ball one. Change up. Santiago was on a couple of times last night and got hit by a pitch in the 8th inning, and that preceded the home run by Jackson. Bouncer foul, first base side. It's 1-1. Rays scored their run in the first without the benefit of a hit. The Tigers have a run on 5 hits. Jennings opened the Rays first with a walk and eventually scored on a fly ball. And that's inside. 2-1. Single, an error, then 2 singles. They've got 1 run home. Kelly reached on a fielder's choice on the force play at the plate for the out. He's out in front of the changeup. 2-2. Santiago trying to stay back on that pitch.
So hard. Too hard sometimes.
Too hard.
It can be. See that good arm action. Brain's telling you fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3 called on the fastball. Well, he had him reaching on a change, and then with that same delivery, fired the fastball over the inside corner, got him looking.
In and out, in and out. That's perfectly placed in. You see Santiago, the reaction. Not going to be able to swing at that. Looking for something out over. This little chainsaw there by Machlinsky.
So 2 outs. The base is still loaded for the top of the order. Austin Jackson. Low and outside. Jackson out pitcher first to start the game. And then he struck out swinging on a changeup in the 3rd. Pitch is down. Breaking ball and a changeup. And the count is 2-0. Jackson started the day hitting .326. There's a strike. Jackson hit .249 last year. Struck out 181 times, 170 times the year before. He's cut down on the strikeouts. Gotten some clutch hits for Detroit. And he takes another fastball. How about that? Last 2 pitches, fastballs right there.
I mean, that one was a little bit better as far as quality goes, but the first one, the 2-0 fastball, was right down Broadway and up. This one's elevated and away.
2-2 the count. And a ground ball to short. Johnson to second for the force, and that's going to retire the side. Boy, that's a great job by Cobb to limit the damage to 1 run. On to the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's get the answer to our trivia question. David Price named to his 3rd consecutive All-Star game. Who was the first Ray to be named to the All-Star team 3 straight seasons? And the answer is Evan Longoria, starting in 2008, 08, 09, and then 2010. Evan with that partial tear of the hamstring. Been a frustrating year for Evan. Couple of months and counting right now. And the Rays and Evan not quite sure when his return will be.
Well, that seems to be the feeling.
John Rodriguez. Upton to follow, and then Keppinger. Fastball is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Hot shot foul. 1-1. Run 5 hits for Detroit. A run, no hits for the Rays so far. Pitch is high. 2-1. On the outside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drew Smiley, 23-year-old lefty. Foul. Sean Rodriguez, all things being equal, usually wears out left-handed pitching. And he's in a stretch now where he's had problems even against lefties. 2-2 now. Fouls it back. A big cut on a fastball and fouled it. Rays coming off the month of June, in which they were 12-15 and hit .222 as a team. It's the lowest average ever for any month in Rays history. .222. Full count. BJ Upton on deck.
Probably lucky you were 12-15.
High pop up. It's a foul ball headed out of play. Well, the Rays 3 under for the month. They have struggled without Longoria's bat the same way the Dodgers, the only team that struggled, I think, offensively more than the Rays, the Dodgers, without Matt Kemp. Kemp says he's going to play right after the All-Star game. 3-2, fouled again by Sean Rodriguez. Sean pushing Smiley to a 10-pitch at bat here. Hot shot down to third, picked up by Cabrera, and the throw to first. Cabrera, good hands by Cabrera, and an accurate throw to get the out there.
He fielded that ball outside of where his legs were, and that ball was hit so hard it almost took his glove off. Watch this. As this ball, he tries to field it outside of his leg and almost handcuffed himself.
So with 1 out, bases empty, B.J. Upton is the hitter. And the pitch is a ball. Let's check in with Todd here with B.J. up.
Oh, we got a special group out here, Dwayne. If you remember back in April, B.J. visited All Children's Hospital, made friends with his buddy Dom here. Dom, unfortunately, on May the 15th, we lost Dom after his battle at All Children's. But they were promised, his family and his friends promised Dom that there would be a celebration. Well, they all are wearing the shirts here, 211 of them, all in this section, section 134. And a picture of BJ and Dom. BJ tweeted after the game. He had a couple of RBIs in that game, and he tweeted back in April that he hoped Dom saw the game tonight He said it wasn't a home run. He promised Tom a home run, but he got the win for him anyhow. So he did more for me that day than I did for him. And guys, they are all here in memory of Dom. Back to you.
Right there. Well, he flashed back. BJ delivering here at a Rays 4-1 win. Now the count is full to BJ here in the 4th inning. Well, let's see if he can drive one into that section here with a full count against Drew Smiley. Time granted by the plate umpire. And a swing and a miss. Upton is out on strikes. Fastball got him. 2 gone here in the 4th.
Well, we've seen Smiley get 3 Rays hitters with that fastball in almost that same location, up and away. It's almost like there's a little bit of a blind spot. Must hide the ball well, some sort of deception. Those balls look to be hittable, but he's able to get him over the swings of the Rays.
Jeff Keppinger. The first pitch is a fastball, and that's a strike. Ground out, a strikeout so far for the Rays in the 4th. Little ground ball to second. Rayburn flips to first to get Keppinger. 1, 2, 3. We head to the 5th, tied 1-1. Fifth inning at Tropicana Field. Great to have you with us here today. Time now for the Just for Men Auto Stop Foolproof Stat. The All-Star Games participants selected today and announced. And since 2008, look at the most All-Stars put on that team collectively as a team. The Red Sox and the Yankees 26, the Rangers 24, the Phillies 18, and the Rays. How about that? The Rays, with their run of success, 17. So they're among the top 5, the most All-Stars placed on that team since 08. Just as the Rays count on continued success from those players, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. 2 All-Stars. There's one of them, Fernando Rodney, and David Price, the other one. First pitch in the 5th inning is a breaking ball, and that's a strike call to Quentin Berry. Berry twice has grounded out. Great job in the 4th inning, pitching around A bases loaded situation. He gave up 1 unearned run and left the bases loaded. 26 pitch inning for him in the 4th, limiting the damage to the 1 unearned run. There's a strike at the knees. 1-2.
Well, that's the one thing that you're afforded as a sinker ball guy. A guy keeps the ball on the ground, is you can pitch your way out of those situations just like Alex did. A huge lift for this Rays team.
Berry fouls that one away.
He just continues to move the ball around and give these Detroit Tiger hitters different looks. A couple of breaking balls to Berry, then the fastball in. Tied him up a little bit. Doesn't know what's coming next.
The pitch is down. 2-2. Well, Berry was hitting 270 at Toledo at his contract purchased, and he came into this series hitting 318. 306 coming into this game. The count's going to be full, so Berry right now 2 for 13 in the series. And one thing opposing hitters know, when they come into the Trop to face this pitching staff, they're going to face some formidable pitchers.
You're going to earn every hit that you get.
Yep. And some varying approaches. And there's ball 4. Well, he didn't want to walk the leadoff man in front of Cabrera and Fielder, but that's exactly what happened. Cobb's been very good. 16 of 20 first pitch strikes, and he got ahead of Berry and then lost him.
You not only have to worry now about Cabrera and Fielder, but with Berry over there and his speed, we've seen teams really try to open up the stolen bases on Alex Cobb. 8 for 8 this year. I believe it was 11 for 11 in his limited action last year.
And Berry himself 12 of 12 in the running game. Breaking ball starts him with a strike.
Yeah, that was the front door curveball. He starts this one in off the plate. Cabrera gives up on it, actually starts to turn away. You see that ball just break down and catch the inside corner. Tough pitch. Now do it again.
There's a tendency to want to duck when you do that.
Yeah.
Pitch down and away. 1-1. You take him by surprise once, but you're not quite sure the next time.
Especially with a hitter of Miguel Cabrera's level. I mean, this guy, we've seen his ability. We saw it the first night, Thursday night. Hit the ball all over the field. So strong, so trustful of his swing and his hands.
29-year-old slugger. Over to first. Berry is back in. Came up in 2003 with the Marlins and hit his first big league home run against the Rays in the 11th inning of a game. The 1-1. Hot shot liner into left. Berry's going to go to third. Matsui's throw will be towards second. And the Tigers have another major threat underway here in the 5th. So Cabrera has his first hit of the day. Hit number 6 surrendered by Cobb.
Well, this changeup stays up. Cabrera puts a nice swing on it. Head down just enough. Gets that ball out into left field. Conrad can't quite get there. That ball was hit harder than Matsui. His only play was to throw it into second to keep Cabrera over at first.
So it's first and third with Cabrera at first. In fact, that home run was his first big league hit. A walk-off home run in the 11th inning in 2003. Here's Prince Fielder. Pitch blocked by Molina. 1 ball, no strikes. Cabrera first, Berry at third. Cobb managed to get out of a spot in the 4th. Just 1 run. Another jam in the 5th. Fielder fouls it up the third base side. Souvenir down there. Well, they have Cabrera, who's 29, and Fielder, who's 28 now. Pitch is high. 2-1.
And what a matchup nightmare, too. Righty lefty. So it's not, you know, you've got to pick your relievers very carefully.
Fielder, after coming up with Milwaukee in 2005, now in a Tiger uniform, first year of a 9-year deal. And he is hit by that pitch. So Fielder hit by the pitch, and the bases are loaded.
Boy, this caught him solid. Watch his ball just drop straight down, trying to come in right in the quad. Well, he was able to masterfully pitch out in the last inning with the bases loaded, nobody out, giving up just 1 run. They'll need a repeat performance here to keep the Rays in it.
Well, they got a run on the base hit by Rayburn in the 4th. They got a nice play from Keppinger at first on the ball hit by Kelly. And then he struck out Santiago looking. And he got Jackson on the ground ball to short to get out of that, leaving the bases loaded with just 1 unearned run scoring. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 5th.
And again, it comes back to the ability to keep the ball on the ground. 2 strikes. He's got to obviously go for that strikeout, but again, you've got a 1 pitch at a time, trying to get the Detroit hitters, in this case Delman Young, to pound the ball into the ground, cut that run off at the plate, and go from there.
Infield comes in with Delman Young up there. And the pitch is skied into right. Zobrist there to make the catch. Berry's going to tag. He will score. Throws into second. And the Tigers take a 2-1 lead. First pitch. And Young hits the sacrifice fly into right. Cabrera at third. Fielder hangs on at first. Young, who had reached on the error his last time, drives in the run with a fly ball this time. Now if he can get a ground ball out of Alex Avila, he's got a chance to get out of this with just limited damage. Breaking ball down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. checked in time. And Galeno down there making the ruling. Miguel Cabrera also helping out. He gave the safe call. 2-0 now. And the ball is outside. 3-0. Ryan Rayburn is the on deck man. And a high fly ball to right off the bat of Avila. That's going to send Zobrist to the wall, and he makes the catch. The tag. Cabrera will score from third. Now it's a 3-1 game on a sacrifice fly. Avila 3-0. Gave it a pretty good ride, and Zobrist about a step from the wall hauled it in.
Boy, and hopefully that's something that comes back in the Rays' favor. That ball, if he would have waited back just a hair longer, he would have absolutely gotten this pitch way out. But just off the end of the bat enough, doesn't quite get there. Does play to run, but it could have been a lot worse for the Rays.
And Rayburn, the pitch is a strike. So the Rays now trailed by 2, 3-1. Rayburn has been on twice with a walk and an RBI single. Blown away. 1-1. A couple of runs via the sacrifice fly here in the fifth. The Rays got their run on a sacrifice fly in the first. The pitch is high. It's 2 balls and a strike to Ryan Rayburn. Chopper foul outside of third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan's brother Johnny played in the Rays system for a time. I'm not sure what he's celebrating, but
I think it's Waldo. Found him.
We found him.
Got it. I really think that was Waldo.
The 2-2. And ball 3, so another full count.
It's a good look.
Yep.
Not easy to pull off on a Sunday afternoon.
And a foul ball. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. You like it when things match, don't you?
Yeah. Very. Everything's in sync.
Yeah.
A little bit loud, but
Yeah.
you know,
There you go.
topped off with the glasses, no lenses, because that's the new thing.
Yeah.
Where are their girlfriends?
Three balls, 2 strikes, and a ground ball to third. Conrad's throw to first. That takes care of Detroit. 2 runs. It's 3-1 Detroit here in the middle of the fifth. Brought to you today by your local Southern Ford dealers, by Subway Restaurants, play hard, eat fresh, and by the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. Welcome back to the Subway fifth inning at Tropicana Field. The Rays down by a couple. Scored their run in the first on a sacrifice fly by B.J. Upton. And in the bottom of the fifth inning, they'll have Ben Zobrist to lead off, then Brooks Conrad and Hideki Matsui. Against the left-hander Drew Smiley, against whom they do not have a hit through 4 innings. A run, but no hits. And Ben takes the pitch for a strike. Zobrist started the day at 252. This pitch is down. 1-1. Ben coming off what turned out to be offensively a good month for him. He struggled through the first couple months. Got hot in June and rips this one fair down toward the left field corner. Berry plays to Karam, and Zobrist is on his way to second with the double. His 17th double of the year. There's the first hit for the Rays.
Well, down by just a couple of runs. A great start here. That's a cutter that never got to its spot. Ben Zobrist gets the head out. See him pull those hands in nicely, keep that ball fair.
Well, let's see if that's the start of something here for the Rays. Second time in this game they put the leadoff man aboard. Jennings walked to start the first and scored. Here's Conrad. Brooks struck out swinging, one of 3 strikeouts recorded by Smiley today. They've all come on the fastball, and a fastball up in the zone. And that's a ball. You can see Conrad short up on the bat. Get it back. One and all the count to the Rays' third baseman. And he takes a strike. Fastball on the inner part of the plate. Smiley in the mid-70s in pitch count. And a one-hopper to second. A look by Rayburn toward third. But the throw to first takes care of Conrad. Zobrist goes to third. He's there with 1 out.
Yeah, and Rayburn thought about it because this ball was hit hard enough by Conrad. I think he made the wise decision. That would have been a long throw right over the shoulder of Ben Zobrist, so he ends up going over to first. But here's why it actually crossed his mind. This ball gets to him in a hurry, and that little hesitation by Ben, you know, if he doesn't have to hop up on that ball that comes up on him a little bit, he's got a good chance of getting Ben over at third. But after he did, he just took the out at first.
Hideki Matsui trying to hold up halfway through. Surprised by the breaking ball. 1 strike to count. And a line drive. There's a base hit to get the run home. Zobrist crosses the plate on the line drive to right by Matsui, and it's a 3-2 ball game. Matsui driving in his 7th run for the Rays.
Now, so often when you go to back-to-back breaking balls and the first one is really, really good, you get that swing and a miss, and then this one not as good. Matsui had just seen the release point and the break. This one is out in an area where he could get the bat head to it, and he shoots that ball out into right field, and the Rays crawl to within 1.
Jose Molina lifting a fly ball toward right center. Kelly on the run, dives, can't get it. All the way to the wall. Matsui digging for third. Foley's going to wave him home. There will be the throw cut off, and the Rays have tied this game on a 2-base hit by Jose Molina. Molina toward right center field. Matsui scores from first, and the Rays strike quickly here in the 5th to tie the game. Molina's 6th double.
Now he goes down and gets that pitch. Don Kelly gave it great effort as he goes out there with the dive, and Matsui with making sure that ball gets by him, and now he's got to pick it back up and go.
Matsui chugging along there down that line at third and scored the tying run. Molina picking up his 14th run batted in. So after no hits through the first 4, 3 of the first 4 hitters have hits in the 5th.
When you go back to and think about the job that Alex Cobb did, getting into some big time trouble, 2 straight innings of bases loaded, nobody out, minimize the damage, and now the Rays here back at even.
Elliott Johnson fires this one foul, a fastball. He fouled up the right side, out of play. He struck out swinging on the fastball up his first time. Pitch drops low. Breaking ball, 1-1. Rays now have 3 runs, 3 hits. Up and behind the catcher Avila, but no chance for Molina to advance.
And I think that was a cross-up. They're going out to talk right now. Avila got his glove up there late as if he were expecting a cutter or a breaking ball. And Smiley comes with the fastball. Watch the glove late. That was not a catcher that was expecting a fastball.
Johnson up in the count, 2-1. This one drops in for a strike. Breaking pitch, squares it at 2-2. Top of the order, Desmond Jennings on deck. Up the right side toward the line. That ball's going to be caught by Kelly, and no chance to advance by Molina.
Number 8, Desmond Jennings.
So Johnson is out number 2. Desmond Jennings, top of the order, will be the hitter. He walked in the first, stole the base, went to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a fly ball. Pitch is too low to Jennings. Luis Marte up in the bullpen for Detroit. Been up in a couple of these games, but the Rays have not seen him pitch yet. 2-0. Smiley behind Desmond Jennings. Jennings fouls it back and a fastball out over the plate there.
Yeah, and a good swing at it too. Just not able to get on top of it. Well, you got that count in your favor. Desmond Jennings has been swinging the bat well last 4 or 5 games. With just a touch underneath it.
Takes a strike. 2-2. Breaking pitch in there. Smiley just recently off the DL. He had a blister problem on the middle finger of his pitching hand. It's his second outing back. And he comes inside with a fastball off the plate. So the count is full. John Rodriguez hoping to get a chance to bat here in the 5th inning. He's on deck. "3-2." Fouled away. Fastball. For the 3rd straight time, a full count here to Desmond Jennings. 3-2 again, and strike 3 call. That will retire the side. Started a little wide and it caught the plate. Rays tie it with 2. It's 3-3. First inning on a sacrifice fly off the bat of B.J. Upton, scoring Desmond Jennings. Tigers got an unearned run. Ryan Rayburn drove it home in the 4th. They added 2 more in the 5th. on a couple of sacrifice fly balls from Delman Young and Alex Avila. The Rays went to work. Hideki Matsui's base hit in the bottom of the fifth, single home Ben Zobrist. Matsui scored on the double by Jose Molina. So this game is tied in the front five. It's a 3-3 contest. Tigers have 6 hits. The Rays have 3. And as we go to the 6th inning, Alex Cobb, who's made 97 pitches, 26 in each of the last 2 innings, will face Don Kelly. And up the left field line. That ball is a fair ball. Extra bases coming. Matsui will play his throw back toward Johnson. And it's a 2-base hit by Kelly to start the 6th. Jake McGee is in the bullpen already for the Rays. He was throwing when this inning started.
And well, you figure with Alex Cobb closing in on 100 pitches already, through 113 in that 8-inning start his last time out, and having to work very hard the last 2 innings, start to wonder how much longer Joe's going to go with him.
Ramon Santiago is the hitter. He has doubled and was called out on strikes in the 4th inning. Santiago showing the bunt back to the mound. Cobb looks to third but goes to first. Keppinger ducking out of the way, and Sean Rodriguez taking the throw as Kelly goes over to third base on the sacrifice. That is the first out here in the 6th inning. They'll drive by Tropicana Field on Friday, July 13th. Rays battle the Red Sox and see Grammy Award winner Train in a free post-game concert. They'll perform all their hits like Hey Soul Sister, Drops of Jupiter, and Drive By. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com. Infield drawn in, and the pitch hit into center field, and the Tigers are right back out in front. Austin Jackson with the RBI. And now it's 4-3.
Well, continuing his hot hitting with runners in scoring position. It didn't take too long for Detroit to throw up an answer to the Rays' big bottom of the 5th.
And it doesn't take long for Joe Madden to pop out of the dugout. First pitch, Austin Jackson sent it right back through the middle to drive in his 35th run. So the Rays will make a pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
lead the Rays 4-3. Well, AL East rival, the New York Yankees, return to Tropicana Field tomorrow through Wednesday for a 3-game series, including a matinee on the 4th. Don't miss what always guarantees to be a thrilling series. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
Jake McGee is the new pitcher here for the Rays, with Quentin Berry due up. 36th appearance for Jake.
Now 1.73 in the earned run average, 28 strikeouts in 26 innings. How about that opponent's average right there? 152. Got a runner at first here with 1 out.
So Berry, who walked and scored in the 5th, steps in. Jackson, good speed over at first base. Tigers have grabbed the lead, and a bunt attempt by Berry, and he fouls it back, strike 1. It's a situation where the Tigers could get a bunt, try to advance the runner, and with Berry's great speed, you got a good chance to beat it out. One strike the count to Quentin Berry. Jackson 7 of 9 in the steal department. And a cut and a miss. The count is 0-2.
Good fastball there by Jake McGee, down and away, mid to upper 90s. I'll tell you, that's really what has allowed him to take off this year, is that command of that pitch. And we've seen the slider steadily improve as the season's gone on.
And he's out on strikes. 3 pitches, and Berry is a strikeout. 2 gone.
Well, why wouldn't you keep going right to it? 96 again, forcing the reach. Berry comes up empty.
Well, now Miguel Cabrera, who is 1 for 3 today with a run scored. How about this? He was 0 for 3 against David Price in this series. The rest of the series and the rest of the staff, 8 of 11. Foul ball right back into the screen.
And all over the place.
Yep.
I mean, up the middle, couple to left, a couple to right, 1 in the stands.
A couple of walks in that mix as well.
For good measure.
Pitch is low. It's 1-1. Ryan Villarreal has been up in the bullpen down the left field line.
That's the second time we've seen that name spelled like that. Brian Pena with the Royals. Kind of like it.
You're not changing. Don't go change it. The pitch inside and off the mid of Molina. Down to second base goes Jackson.
Oh, here's the fastball, and Molina goes after that ball. I mean, you'd like to flip that glove over and catch it with an open glove. That ball kept tracking away, and
so 2-1. They're going to walk him now with first base open. Cabrera will go to first, and look at the lefty on lefty matchup. So there is ball 4. The intentional walk now. Prince Fielder will be up here. Fielder hitting .286 against lefties with 1 homer this year. .298 with 11 home runs against right-handers. He was 1 for 2 and hit by a pitch against Cobb. Now faces Jake McGee. 2 men on with 2 men out. And a foul ball on a fastball at 96.
Well, we're just going to have power on power here. Fielder with the big swing, Jake with the big fastball.
And a foul ball driven down the left side. 2 strikes the count. Fouled it back. Well, that was 97 trying to tie him up in there with that. He fouls it.
Well, and yeah, and the thing was I think they wanted that pitch away. Molina set up away, and McGee, by trying to just overthrow this thing, that ball ends up coming up and absolutely getting up in the kitchen of Prince Fielder. The last couple of swings have been a little bit tardy on that fastball. I like that idea of going back out there away with the hard stuff. Keeping it down.
And a ground ball headed toward the middle. Base hit into center field. Jennings with the pickup. That scores Jackson. That will make it a 2-run game. It's 5-3.
Now, sometimes a good hitter just beats you. I thought that was a pretty good pitch there by Jake McGee, especially after the previous pitch up and in, because Prince Fielder has no idea that you were trying to go away, so you go up and in. He's been late on the last couple of swings, but see right there, he cut down on his swing, just played pepper with the middle of the field, and he finds the hole.
Delman Young pitches a strike, and that's one of the things we were talking about the other night with Fielder. People around the Tigers getting him this year. Of course, you know about his power, but they've been pleasantly surprised that he's a good hitter, and he did cut down that time and just took the base hit to drive in the run. One ball, 1 strike. Well, the Rays jumped back and tied it 3-3. Now right back come the Tigers to regain the lead. It's 5-3. Foul ball. 1-2.
Well, that's why we talk about Jake McGee and that continual development of the slider. That's one of those at bats that if you had that put away slider with the depth, you could do something there. But he'd been so late on those fastballs, and Jake's slider is not that big. There's not a lot of depth to it, so you get a little bit nervous about speeding him up, then throwing that breaking ball, and if it's not perfectly placed, it becomes easy pickings for Fielder.
Swing and a miss. That takes care of Young on the fastball, but 2-run score for the Tigers. Middle of the 6th, 5-3 Detroit.
Well, do the Rays have an answer? Here we are heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Tigers have retaken the lead 5-3. Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. Each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $38,000 has been donated.
Ryan Villarreal is the new pitcher for the Tigers. 5 innings for Drew Smiley, who is the pitcher of record as he departs. Villarreal on now to face Sean Rodriguez.
Beautiful numbers there by Villarreal.
First pitch is a strike.
And you can see why. It's more than one strikeout an inning, way up there. That opponent's average at 151. He gives you that little bit of crossfire action with a huge fastball.
Foul ball, 0-2.
A wake-up call for Avila. 96-mile-an-hour fastball fouled straight back into your mask. Let's take a listen.
Just the sounds of the game right there.
Yeah.
And that sound still ringing in the ears of Alex Avila. Swing and a miss. Rodriguez out on that slider.
Enough said. I mean, well, that little bit of crossfire creates some deception. You throw the fastball at the big velocities and then look at this thing just take off. That spanned the entire plate. I mean, and you know what? That says it all right there. You get a hitter talking to himself. He's like, what was that?
He'll hit 90 with that slider. I mean, it's nasty. 96 fastball. This pitch is down at 97. Cut and a miss, 98.
BJ tried to lose that pitch. You've seen BJ. It's funny. You'll see a guy be able to pump 89, 90 by him, and then all of a sudden someone will dial it up 95, 97, and BJ will absolutely lean on him. Trying to do right here.
And a strike on the outside corner at 97. How about that?
You know, I mean, he steps at, like I said, you get that little crossfire, and then he's able to shoot that outside corner with a good angle. That ball looks like it's just tracking away from you.
And no chance on that. A slider that just kept going. What are you going to do with that?
You take it. That's about your only chance. You're not going to hit it. Look how he comes over and then just rips that ball. Same result. Nasty pitch.
Well, you go from the lefty Smiley to Villarreal here. Smiley worked 5 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits. He struck out 4, walked 1. Made 92 pitches, and now the Rays facing the hard-throwing right-hander. Here's Keppinger. And the fastball is in there for a strike. Keppinger fouls one. So he's down in the count. Villarreal has struck out the first 2 men he's faced. The 25-year-old right-hander. One ball and 2 strikes. pitches down, 2-2. He has had shoulder surgery in his background, and last year spent some time on the disabled list with the strained rotator cuff. That sometimes is the trade-off with the crossfire. And strike 3 called at 98. Boy, he is unhittable and strikes out the side here in the 6th inning. We go to the 7th. It's 5-3 Detroit.
To 2011, Christina Hanolo sang the national anthem today. We have 42 contestants with us, guys, all representing different areas of Florida. A group of lovely ladies, including our own Laura McKeeman is here. Laura, how are you? You're so humble. We didn't even know you were Miss Pinellas County.
Well, you're trying to embarrass me, but you're forgetting that there is inside the Rays Todd Callis coming up.
No, that's not definite yet.
So I get a chance to embarrass you right back. So it's going to be even here.
Tell me about the group. What's going on next week?
Well, there's 42 of us. We're all competing for the title of Miss Florida 2012, and it'll be at the Mahaffey Theater in downtown St. Pete on July 7th. So make sure everyone come out. You can check out more information on MissFlorida.org.
We were wondering why she wasn't on the pregame show. There you go, guys. All the lovely Miss Florida contestants for this year. Back to you.
All right, Todd. Thank you. And, of course, Todd Callis drawing a crowd. Alex Avila.
Not a bad crowd to draw.
Pitch. Strike 1. And, of course, the photo op right there.
Maybe he works with her.
A 1-strike count. As he's explaining, well, Todd, and this and that.
That's just the way he is.
Yeah. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Well, that was an insightful interview. Potential, maybe a cat out of the bag there. A big show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about that? And, of course, he's playing it off. Oh, no, it's not definite.
It's not definite yet. Like, he's sitting in on the meetings. He's like, I don't have creative control yet, so nothing's etched in stone. It's the way he rolls.
Wade Davis busy down in the bullpen. Cobb for 5 1/3. Then McGee. Coke down in the bullpen for Detroit. Avila fouls this one back. Rayburn do next, and then Kelly. Fouls it again. Cleveland adding a run in the 9th inning against Baltimore. It's now 6-2, and Cleveland still hitting in that 9th. Yankees lead the White Sox. It's a 4-2 game in the bottom of the 6th. Two balls, 2 strikes.
And that's why that breaking ball is going to be a pitch that Jake McGee needs to continue to refine, because you can see it doesn't have a lot of depth. And in these lefty-lefty matchups, I mean, really, he may punch out Alex Avila here, but he knows what he's getting. He knows he's going to get that big fastball, and it is big and well located.
2-2, and a swing and a miss. How about that?
Well, exactly. However, that's not exactly the kind of slider that you're thinking about from a lefty. You know, he swept that away, and you'll get some strikeouts on it, no question about it, but not a lot of depth to it. And that's a pitch right there that is just going to have to continue to be refined by Jake McGee. A big strikeout there for sure.
One away with the bases empty in the 7th for Ryan Rayburn. 5-9-0 for the Tigers. 4 of the runs earned, and all charged to Alex Cobb. The pitch is upstairs to Rayburn. Rayburn drove in a run with a base hit in the 4th inning. He walked his first time. Grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. Foul ball. This one's straight back, going to be out of play. The count is 1-1. And a cut to miss. Fastball threw it right by him. 1-2. In. Fastball, 2-2. Jake McGee worked an inning in the game here Friday night. 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Route to a 4-2 Rays victory. David Price winning number 11. 2-2. Popped up. Right side, and that's Sean Rodriguez under it. 2 gone.
Well, now you can turn back the clock with Rays retro merchandise as worn on the field by the 2012 Rays, including those uniforms from last night, available at Lid's Locker Room, Rays team stores, and all participating retailers starting today.
Well, Joe Madden comes out of the dugout. A call to the bullpen here, brought to you by Metro PCS. Wireless for all. Don Kelly, the left-handed hitting right fielder, is due up. Jake McGee pitching an inning and a third in relief of Alex Cobb. He got 2 outs here in the 7th and has run a 28 pitch count and gives way to Wade Davis. The Rays have the Yankees coming in tomorrow night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. So Don Kelly on. Kelly doubled off Alex Cobb in the 6th inning, giving him 1 for 3. A pitch is a strike. Matt Moore is going to open the series tomorrow night against Freddie Garcia. I'll be with you at 6:30. Strike 2, 0-2.
How about those 2 fastballs there by Wade Davis in perfect spot down and away from Kelly.
And the pitch is foul back. 0-2. Two strikes. Back into the screen. Foul. The 0-2. And he got him. Struck him out with a fastball. That takes care of Detroit in the top half of the 7th inning. It's 5-3 Detroit. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Gulf Coast Honda Dealers. Fans taking this 7th inning stretch here at Tropicana Field with the Tigers leading the Rays. It's a 5-3 ball game. And the Miss Florida contestants all here. Changes for the Tigers. Phil Koch will take over on the mound. Danny Worth is in the game, and he'll play second base. Koch on for the 36th time. 1-3 with a 362 earned run mark. He's on with Zobrist, Conrad, and Matsui due up. Villarreal worked 1 inning and struck out 3. He was dominant. There's Danny Worth at second. Well, the Rays are down by 2. They had the same part of the order up in the 5th when they scored 2 to tie it. The Tigers came right back with 2 in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and this time through, manager Jim Leland says, you know what, let's see if they can get it done from the other side. So you bring in Phil Koch and turn around. Well, actually, no, that would have been off Smiley.
He doesn't believe the Lightning could strike twice.
That's what it is. I'm back here looking for coffee. Pay attention.
Well, let's see if Lightning can strike twice.
I think it can. And I think it will.
We are, after all, in Florida.
Right.
And it's been known to happen here. Ben Zobrist opened the 5th with a double. He faces Phil Koch here. The pitch is down. The double by Zobrist was his 17th of the year. Two ball, no strike count. The Rays have dropped 5 of their last 6. They finished June 12-15. Right now they're 41-37 overall. And there's ball 3, too low, 3-0. Rays tied with Boston for 3rd in the East. Boston just starting out in Seattle. No score in that game. That's a strike, 3-1. Third, glove by Cabrera, throw to first, bounces in, and that's a base hit for Zobrist. Ben Zobrist was going to beat the play anyway, so there's a start.
Well, get the leadoff man aboard. Cabrera had to come too far for this. He does a nice job with the scoop there as he's stepping on third base. It's a good footwork there, not to hurt himself, but no chance on that throw.
Brooks Conrad. Koch worked an inning in the game Thursday night. Picked up a hit and a walk and picked up a strikeout. No runs. Cut and a miss. Conrad trying to lift something there. That's a strike. Doubled off Koch Thursday night. Fouls it. 2 strikes. Talked to Fabio Dotel, veteran right-hander in the bullpen. Matsui due to hit next. One ball, 2 strikes. Cut and a miss. Conrad out in front. Changeup got him that time.
Yeah, good sequence there by Koch. Fastball, changeup, fastball, changeup. You see right there, he keeps it on the plate. A high quality pitch there, and he gets Conrad.
Hideki Matsui. We talked about how Matsui has done more than hold his own against lefties throughout his career, but he's never had a hit off Koch. He's 0 for 7 against him. And the pitch is a ball.
Had a big hit for the Rays his last time up, shooting the ball out into right field, driving in a run. Trying to find something out over the plate here.
And a base hit through the right side. Zobrist advances to second. Well, he got a fastball and shot it through the hole on the right side. Matsui picking up his second hit of the day.
Now maybe starting to build a little confidence here, and you see that swing, very good, the stiff front leg. You know, you see how he starts to pull towards the right side, and so if you leave a ball that's over the plate, it's a little bit elevated, it's right into his swing path, and he hammered that ball out to right field.
Well, the Rays have a little something brewing. Matsui at first and Zobrist at second. Jose Molina will be the hitter. Cleveland has beaten Baltimore. That's a 6-2 final. Molina doubled in a run in the 5th. Swing and a miss. He has Molina out in front. Koch can give you a little bit of a crossfire as well. We saw Villarreal in there with really hard stuff and across his body. And Koch will bring that left arm across his front side as well.
All in the name of creating a little bit of deception. Allows you then to sweep the breaking ball. You've seen a good changeup here by Koch, though, against these righties.
1-1. Missed off speed there. The mitt of Avila, runner trying to advance, and Zobrist is cut down at third on the recovery by Avila, getting the throw away to Cabrera, and the Rays lose a very big base runner.
That hurts. That hurts. His ball off the glove of Avila, and you see Ben going right away, but it did not get very far away from him. He reacted to it quickly and then threw a strike to Cabrera. Right on the money. Easy.
So that's the second out, and a tough one. Runner at first, 2 gone. Coke's pitch to Molina is wide. 3-1. Puts a damper on things here in the 7th inning, losing the base runner. Fly ball into center. That's Jackson putting it away, and the Rays threaten but do not score. A man left, 2 hits. We go to the 8th. Still 5-3 Detroit.
Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
On to the 8th inning from Tropicana Field with the Tigers this afternoon leading the Rays 5-3. Rays had a couple of runners in the 7th, lost one trying to advance to 3rd. And here in the 8th, it will be Wade Davis to face Ramon Santiago, Austin Jackson, and Quentin Berry. It's Benoit busy in the bullpen now for Detroit. Pitch outside to Santiago. Strike. Santiago doubled in the 3rd inning, sacrificed in the 6th. In between was called out on strikes. Popped up. Wade Davis making the call himself. Now Conrad in from 3rd in front of the mound makes the grab. It'll be the first out. And the hitter is going to be the top of the order, Austin Jackson. Jackson singled in a run and scored a run in their 2-run sixth. It's a little close there. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Cleveland defeating Baltimore 6-2. Jim Thome made his Orioles debut today, went 0 for 4. Over from the Phillies. It's 2-1 right now. Down and away. Breaking pitch. A 3-1 count. Wade Davis, the third pitcher for the Rays. Alex Cobb worked 5 1/3. Jake McGee an inning and a third. Pitch popped into shallow center. Sean Rodriguez out from second base. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Follow your Tampa Bay Rays all season long with a 7-day-a-week subscription to the Tampa Bay Times. Subscribe today and get one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. For an exclusive subscription offer, go to tampabay.com/Rays offer. Quentin Berry, the left fielder, 0 for 3. Good walk and score a run in the 5th. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0.
Well, you start to look at the Rays and what they have bottom of the 8th, down at the bottom of the order with Elliott Johnson, then rolling to the top. More than likely going to be facing Joaquin Benoit.
That's a strike. 2-1.
They were able to get to him for a couple of runs in last night's game.
Three balls and a strike.
I'll tell you the other plus that you have is obviously you're thinking with the Tigers, Benoit going to Valverde. The Rays do have some left-handed thumps sitting on the bench over there with Luke Scott, Carlos Pena. Should get an opportunity. You got to finish this inning first.
3-1, a little foul ball. Well, the Rays hoping to break out of what for pretty much the month of June was an offensive blackout. Injuries a big part of that. 3-2 the count. This one is foul out of play. Over in the National League, we mentioned the Dodgers had struggled as well, and they're in pursuit of Carlos Lee, coming out of LA. That's pretty close. And a foul. That's again same spot, back and out of play. Berry is fit right into that number 2 spot in the Detroit order. Usually in the Phillies organization, San Diego State. And a cut to miss. He's out on strikes. The curveball got him. 1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers. Rays coming into bat. Down 5-3.
Don't forget, following the game, you can catch us on Rays Live, the post-game show presented by Checkers. I'll be joined by Orestes Estrada in center field. Dwayne and BA, of course, will have their thoughts on this one. We will hear from Joe Madden as well. And the Evan Longoria interview. We heard part of it earlier in this series, but we'll hear the whole thing, or most of it, in our post-game following the game. Guys, back to you.
Well, we'll see what the Rays can do in the bottom of the 8th inning with Joaquin Benoit out there on the hill. Elliott Johnson gets a chance to turn around and bat left-handed against the right-hander Benoit, whose first pitch fastball is low. 1-0.
Well, for the 37th time, 46 strikeouts in 36 innings. 229 average.
One and one, a foul ball off the fastball.
And you see these Rays hitters, Elliott Johnson right here in particular, up there ready to swing, aggressive at that fastball. He will feature that, and then he's got that Vulcan changeup that just seems to never get to home plate. You don't want to get to 2 strikes.
That's right where he is now, 1-2. Benoit touched for a couple of home runs in the game yesterday. Keppinger and Pena hit home runs off him.
And both on fastballs that he was trying to go away and left in.
And he strikes out Johnson. We got him on the fastball.
Center fielder.
One away.
Desmond Jennings.
Now Desmond Jennings. And there's the Detroit closer, Jose Valverde. Pitch is fouled right back into the screen by Jennings. Strike one. Angels lead the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 5th in Toronto, 3-0. C.J. Wilson pitching for the Angels. One and one the count. Pitch is down. Carlos Pena has moved into the on-deck circle. Sean Rodriguez due to hit, but Pena's out there. And there's ball 3, which wide to Desmond Jennings.
Well, this 3-1 count, you're hoping that Desmond Jennings can find his way aboard anywhere. Maybe give Carlos Pena a crack at it. He was one of the guys that got Benoit yesterday.
And a ground ball to short. It's the second out. Santiago to fielder. So Carlos Pena will hit here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Well, that home run yesterday, last night, the one hit he hands off Benoit. That gives him 1 of 11 with 3 walks lifetime against Joaquin Benoit. Two outs, bases empty in the 8th. The pitch is a strike at the knees. Dirt. 1-1. Rays have Fernando Rodney in their bullpen up the right field line. Valverde loosening up the left field line. There's one of 2 Rays All-Stars this year, Fernando Rodney. David Price, the other one. Price scheduled to pitch Wednesday against the Yankees. Pena misses.
Well, you can believe that Joaquin Benoit is going to continue to try to stay away from Carlos Pena. He got hurt last night on that fastball he's trying to go down and away with. He ended up yanking that ball clear across the plate. Carlos Pena made him pay.
The 1-2. And that just missed. Well, Benoit started to move. The defense started to move. Well, very close.
Vulcan change, and I think that Benoit thought that he got it on the call. Forget the swing, but you can see that pitch was just off.
The 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Fastball got him. 1-2-3. Go the Rays. We go to the 9th. It's 5-3 Detroit.
5-3 lead over the Rays. Well, let's take a look at our AutoWay text poll question for today. Who should the American League's All-Star Game starting pitcher be? TB1, David Price. TB2, Justin Verlander. TB3, Chris Sale. TB4, Jared Weaver. TB5, CJ Wilson. Or TB6, Matt Harrison. You can text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply.
Defensive changes for the Rays. Remaining in the game and playing first base, number 23, Carlos Pena. Moving to second base, number 7, Jeff Kepler.
Fernando Rodney now becomes pitcher number 4 for the Rays. Cobb 5 1/3, McGee an inning and a third, Davis an inning and a third. And now Rodney on for the 37th time. He'll face Cabrera, Fielder, and Young. Rays have Pena at first. Keppinger moves from first to second. First pitch, a big cut by Cabrera on a fastball. That's a strike. Wide fastball, and it's 1-1 on the fastball changeup combination and command of both those pitches. The reason Rodney is headed to the All-Star game. High fly ball, right field. Zobrist makes the catch. One away.
And you know, Fernando Rodney's been at this for a while. I mean, he's been pitching in the major leagues for a number of years. The difference is that command. The fact that he has been in the strike zone. He does not hurt himself with the walk. Combine that with that pitch combination.
Run average for his career is 4.05. He's trimmed about 3 runs off that this year.
Yep.
Prince Fielder, and he skies one on the infield. Conrad coming in, making the call behind the mound. 2 gone.
And he just doesn't even mess around with guys. His mechanics are very simple. He's got great command of those pitches. In fact, there was a wild rumor coming into this season that he had a slider. I don't know if there's any video evidence of it because we've seen
he's keeping it well under wraps.
That's his second half pitch.
The first pitch, a changeup taken low by Delman Young, of all people to take the first pitch. It's Delman Young.
They had to give the sign. He had to have the sign.
There's the strike. He's taking 2 pitches in.
Yeah. They told him you're not swinging till 3 at minimum.
Two outs, bases empty. And he strokes it into right for a base hit with the fastball. Took it the other way. Well, coming into this outing, these are just amazing numbers. Fernando Rodney had thrown that changeup 144 times, 102 for strikes.
Yes, that is. In that 80 to 82 range, and the fastball 95 to 97. Tremendous percentage.
Alex Avila, the catcher, he chops it back to Fernando Rodney. The toss to Pena. That takes care of Detroit. No runs a hit, and the man left. Bottom half of inning 9 coming. 5-3 Detroit. Brought to you today by Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. By 5-Hour Energy. 5-Hour Energy fixes tires fast. By Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. Well, the Rays coming into bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. A scoreless top half of the 9th by Fernando Rodney. Wrapping up this series here with Detroit. The Yankees come calling. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. It'll be a preview of that series between the Rays and the Yankees. BA will have his breakdown, and we'll hear from the Rays All-Stars.
Well, let's hope I can keep it together. My daily meltdown.
It's always interesting and insightful, entertaining and informative. And Jose Valverde is the new pitcher. He's the Detroit closer, as you know.
Well, on for the 33rd time, 14 out of 17 saves. This is a guy who 1 year ago was 49 out of 49. Perfect. Not as much this year, and the Rays are hoping they can add one more blown save to the list.
Here's B.J. Upton to lead it off. And he goes after the first pitch and pops up the fastball. Worth out from second base to shallow center where he makes the catch. Pitch, 1 out.
Second baseman, number 7, Jeff Keppinger.
Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger started the day at first. Moved over to play second base after Rodriguez was lifted for the pinch hitter. Pitch is high. Ball, no strikes. Keppinger hit a fly ball to right first time. He's grounded to second and has been called out on strikes. He's back in the 6th inning when the Rays faced Brian Villarreal, and he struck out the side. Backstop off the mid of Avila. Two and 0. Ben Zobrist on deck. Keppinger 0 for 4 lifetime against Valverde. And he takes ball 3 upstairs. 3-0.
Well, that's all the Rays need. Get a base runner, and then you're one swing away from maybe tying this ball game up.
Well, and Zobrist is 2 out of 4 off Valverde.
That's all you want. That's all you want in this situation is the opportunity. Put a little scare into him, and who knows? Connect with one and.
Here it is.
I think that's what Alex Avila said too. Hey, listen, even a solo shot here by Jeff Keppinger doesn't hurt us as much as a walk may. So let's make him earn his way on. That pitch was right down Broadway.
Nobody on with 1 out. Valverde's pitch. Now he throws another strike. 3-2. 3-2.
Jeff Keppinger has enough confidence in his ability. Just took 2 fastballs right down the middle, figuring he's going to get another one.
He pops it up. Foul ball coming straight back. That's going to be out of play. Yankees have beaten the White Sox 4-2. Keppinger hits it on the ground to short. Santiago's throw. Keppinger is out of there.
A pretty impressive comeback there by Valverde after falling down 3-0. He comes back and pumps 4 straight fastballs right there. Gets the ground ball out. Now the Rays down to their last shot.
So here's Ben Zobrist. Two outs with the bases empty. Zobrist hits a fly ball to center field. Jackson going back. He's at the track. Makes the catch, and this game is over. He got a first pitch fastball. Drove it deep to center. And the Tigers have taken this game 5-3. They take 3 out of 4 from the Rays in this series. 5-3 the final. Smiley the winner, Cobb the loser. Valverde picks up his 15th save. For Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays take on the Yankees beginning tomorrow at 6:30, our coverage. We'll see you next on Rays Live, the postgame. See you there.